ISIL terrorist group and Syria is gaining momentum. The UN Secretary Council has approved a resolution to block the flow of foreign insurgents into the two countries as Washington and its Arab allies hit more ISIL positions. Syria and Russia have warned against double standards in dealing with terrorists in the region, while Iran is critical of the way airstrikes are being carried out inside Syria.
Will those in favor of the draft resolution contained in document S. 2014-688 please raise their hands? The draft resolution has been adopted unanimously.
The UN Security Council has adopted a binding resolution ordering states to prevent their nationals joining insurgents abroad. U.S. President Barack Obama, who chaired the council session, said some 15,000 foreign militants have poured into Syria from scores of countries around the world. The U.S. drafted resolution was passed amid concerns about the growing threat of ISIL in Iraq and Syria. America is, however, not limiting its efforts against ISIL to legal UN framework. It is at the same time trying to train and arm other militant groups in Syria against ISIL. Damascus welcomed the UN resolution on Wednesday, but warned that terrorists in Syria and Iraq must not be divided into extremists and moderates.
Dividing terrorists into good terrorists and bad terrorists, distinguishing moderate terrorism from extremist terrorism. Terrorism is terrorism.
Ja'afari further reiterated that the sovereignty of countries must be respected in any campaign against terrorism. The Syrian diplomat said airstrikes against ISIL must be coordinated with the governments of countries where the attacks occur. The Russian foreign minister also warned against double standards in fighting terrorism, saying the battle must not be narrowed down on ISIL.
Russia has consistently advocated building up international cooperation to curb terrorism in any form and abandoning double standards and dividing terrorists into good and bad terrorists. We need all states to consciously implement their resolutions and decisions.
Lavrov said the problem of foreign insurgents in the region has seriously worsened following the U.S. invasion of Iraq in 2003, the U.S.-led bombing of Libya in 2011, and foreign support for militants in Syria in recent years. The diplomatic push against ISIL at the UN came as U.S. and Arab jets bombed ISIL targets in Syria for a second day. U.S. officials say the strikes targeted some oil fields which are under the control of the Takfiri militants. The raids, which are being carried out without a UN mandate, have been criticized by key regional player Iran. President Hassan Rouhani says the aerial attacks lack any legal standing. Tehran believes the U.S.-led coalition against the ISIL is ineffective because it includes states that have funded and supported the terrorist group.